Hey there, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a Toyota Dyna camping car that was bought from auction to be exported to Canada under their 15-year rule. Now this one's a 1998, and this is going to be a post-purchase inspection video, and so this one has already been bought by somebody through the auctions in Japan, and we're about to export it. They have been nice enough to let us display that for them on our YouTube channel. And so we've got a few of these vehicles on our YouTube channel. They seem to be pretty popular, these truck-based camper platforms. That said, that there's a little bit of an issue with this. We get a lot of people asking about these, and our job is to buy cars from auction like this and like all these other cars in the lot here. And campers, well, you can get them for a good deal from auction, but you don't get any information about the camping part of the camping cabin. Sometimes no pictures. And you really have to be okay with that in order to buy through something like us. So you get good price, you don't get very much information on it, and that's just the way that it is because we're not a camping specialist. And also, if there is a camping specialist, they'd be charging 10 times as much as we do for the service fee. And so there is that. And it takes us a lot longer to sell these, so we really as a company don't want to be doing any more of them than we absolutely have to be. And so if you want to, go ahead and contact us, but we are under no rush to continue to sell these. Okay, so this here is an auction inspection sheet. This is all the information given to you. And keep in mind when I'm going over this, I'm going to translate this for you. This is all the information you get on the car, plus a low-res picture of the exterior, and maybe, if you're lucky, a picture of the interior. And then this one here was probably what I would consider one of the lower grade versions of the campers. It's still doable. It's still going to be brought into Canada at a pretty decent price considering what it is, but a lot of the pieces on the interior are going to have to be repaired because it's coming in at about, well, maybe over 20 years old now. And so it's been camped in for 20 years. And you don't know what modifications people do to the interior of these, nor the exterior. You can see the peeling paint on there. That's not really too much of a concern. But anyways, let's go over the inspection sheet. So this is a grade 3, which would be close to the lowest grade at auction, but it is interior exterior B, so it's kind of a weird grade. Let me go over what we got here. So it's 152,549 kilometers on the 2800cc non-turbo diesel engine. It's a reliable and robust Toyota engine, but it might have problems with cooling if you don't keep your cooling system in check. So make sure that your radiator is free of any clogs. Make sure you change your thermostat, because if that seal is closed, then your engine is going to have troubles. It's original white two-tone, purchased from user. Comes with a bed, side awning, shower, gas hookups, toilet, table, and various other things inside the car. It has a sub battery so that you can use it when it's not being plugged in. Sofa, table, and the originally was a truck chassis. It's registered now as a camping car, is what it says. So windshield scratched, interior scratched and dirty, exterior has paint peeling, steering wheel wear, dashboard has screw holes in it, the timing belt lamp is on, and we had a question here, timing belt light is on, can you check what this means? And so after 100,000 kilometers, the lamp will come on reminding you that you need to change your timing belt. That's all it is, basically. Headlights have water in it, which they don't right now, but hasn't rained in a while, so I suspect that they would get water in them again. And underside has some mild surface rust. The body of it has no damage other than peeling paint, and then a little bit of surface rust at the front here. So let's see how that translates into the vehicle here. And if you're interested about the interior, this one's maybe a little bit bigger than most of them on the interior, and it is kind of a small box. I'm going to do it once around here, and quite easy to get around. These industrial truck chassis from Toyota and Nissan and Mitsubishi and Isuzu, they all have really tight steering, and so you could turn around in very small amounts and very maneuverable. You get good visibility compared to most campers, and then a lot of people are looking for the smaller camper these days, especially people that want to travel a lot in their camper. These are going to be reliable and last for a very long time. Very few parts are going to need to be changed out of them. And you'll get good fuel economy, which is a big thing for somebody who wants to go long distances in their camper. So there's probably somebody in the comments section who's going to put a timestamp for when the interior part starts. But As per usual, we gotta check out the exterior of the vehicle. And this report is a little bit more detailed than what we usually do for cars, simply because there's more things to check here. But we don't test any of the camping equipment because we don't really have the means to do that, nor do we have the experience on camping equipment. And so things like heater and rear AC and gas and hot water and pumps and stuff, that's really outside of our wheelhouse. And if you want to get any of that kind of stuff checked, it's best to, I mean, we could have the car sent to a camping specialist, but you would be paying for that, and it would have to be done after you already make the purchase. And if anyone's thinking, well, that's crazy, why would I choose to purchase if you can't have that done first? I go back to what I said at the beginning, where we're not a camping specialist. We're only doing this because people want us to do it. And so I'm not here to convince you that this is the best option for you. So on the outside, we got a bunch of stuff like this, like there'll be canisters for your water. This one here, I don't even know what's inside it, but in general, there will be things like electric hookups, your gas, refilling the gas tank, places for storage, like this one probably is. That one actually has the gas bottles in it. This one here says in English, portable water only, sanitize, flush, and drain before using. See instructions manual, and other various things that you can open up. This one has a big hatch door on the back, which goes into what has been maybe converted into a bunk bed setup. I'll show you when we get in there. And then on this side, you got a couple of other storage-ish type places. This one here says it's the sub battery, and this one here is the main vehicle battery. Okay, so damage-wise, let's have a look. So the box is in fairly good condition. There's one part on the rear corner that's a bit bad. The S1 on the front is right here in the seam. You can see a little bit of rust starting. The headlights are oddly really low. They're down at knee level. It's kind of funny. But really good visibility out of the front window here. It's cab over design, and these are probably good up to about 100 or 120 kilometers an hour, and not really made for climbing hills because they're going to be really slow. Bad paint on basically the whole thing, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's best to repaint the entire thing, and because of the size of it, it could be rather expensive. External hookup for electricity there, and this door here also goes into the bunk bed area, and so that's why I think it might have been converted. A little bit of a crack in the paint there, and this damage here on the back corner. Now it looks like they probably backed into something and cracked the fiberglass and then taped it up with an aluminum tape. You'd really want to get that fiberglass fixed. Now the engine works fine. It's the same engine that's in the Hilux and the Hiace, if you know what those are. Hilux is the either the 4Runner or the Toyota pickup, and is a robust, reliable engine. Some people say it has problems with overheating. I personally have not seen problems with it, and I have seen several of them at auction with over 500,000, 600,000 kilometers, so they are good to go the distance, but you do have to watch out for your cooling because it is an aluminum head diesel. And because of that, you run the risk of cracking the head if you overheat. So don't overheat and you should be fine, but when you're towing this much weight, you have to be extra careful not to overheat. And so if you're going to be going to places with long uphills and you don't want to stop by the side of the road in order to rest your vehicle, you probably want to put in like a oversized radiator or an oil cooler or a transmission oil cooler, or maybe all of those. Okay, so looking inside here, we only have one sun visor. That's a little bit weird, but power steering is perfect. There's the timing belt lamp. You could have Toyota turn that off for you if you want. 152, 614 kilometers means lots more mileage in this car before it ends up having problems. And then engines are pretty easy to find. AC works. Aftermarket CD player here. It's an automatic transmission, but we've sold manuals too of this type of vehicle. And then pull style e-brake. Just a Toyota industrial truck up here. Oh, the screw holes in the dashboard are right here, holding up the fan that has been installed. Okay. Oh, and a hole in the carpet there. Onto the rear section. Oh, and some corrosion on the mirror. And that's also on the other one, just slightly down here. I would wire brush and paint that if I were you. Awning and external light. This is a latch for holding the door open. Door gets its own key and has its own screen door here that you can close separately. Now going in, it's pretty dirty and has some mold in it, so that's going to have to be taken care of. It's not a heavy amount of mold. It's kind of similar to a Japanese house of this age. And so here's what we have. And I'll go over everything in here. We're already at 10 minutes, so I'll go over it semi-quickly. And this is a very similar type layout to most of these types of truck-based campers. It's tall enough for me to stand up in here, and I would say up to 5'11" can stand up without problems. You can still stand up to about 6'1" if you don't mind hunching a bit. So larger than usual table in here, and then very easy to convert seats. This is the flip style one, so it's multi-hinged. You can put seat belts into these, and you can have either of these seats facing in either direction, just by the design that they are. This one here is saggy right here, so some super heavy person was probably sitting there frequently and may need to be the foam inside redone. An upholstery shop would be able to do that for you. This table is removable to make your bed, and then this cushion here flips 180 degrees to there, and then this one rolls forward, and then that one goes flat, and the same thing can be done to this one, and then this back cushion here would go in between like that, I believe. That is the usual. Let me just see what we got here. Yeah, that's a stand. Oh, no. The bottom cushion slides out, and then that one goes down. Okay, now the bed up here is an interesting design that I haven't seen before. This one here gives you full head room here, which a lot of them will overhang, will have some sort of like a style to remove the board if you want. But this one is a latch here, so pull the latch, and there's another latch on the other side, but I didn't fasten that. And then that flips down to make one of the biggest beds I've ever seen up there, and one of the beds that has the biggest distance between the bottom cushion and the top way up here. And so it's a very spacious feeling up here. This is what I was talking about in terms of the mold. And so it may need to have wallpaper redone and mold fighter sprayed in various places. It says don't go up there when the vehicle is driving. An electrical outlet here. We have a thermometer. It's almost 30 degrees in here, so good thing it's got a fan. And this fan, no fan. And this part's broken. Now, camping stores have this kind of thing. It's a fairly common thing. I don't know what this is. I mean, I know what it is. It's a computer fan, but I don't know what they were thinking. Kind of weird. Pretty standard, large size cabinets up here. They have been made out of boards that are somewhat separated, probably due to fluctuation in the wood. Hey, there's Mike and the BB. The back section. So, looks like there is a bed here. There's a bed cushion, but it's very narrow, and it would be very fall down style for your kids. There's a ladder to get up, and you could probably fashion something that prevents your kids from falling down. Some people prefer one that has the beds like this, or if you don't like the beds, you can take that out, you can add whatever you want. Here's the hatch, as I said, that goes out to the outside world, so is that one. This could be all used for storage if you needed that, or you can do some sort of a closet thing, but it does have the moldy problems too. Like I said, it doesn't smell overly moldy. I don't know really enough about mold to tell. Hi, Mike. Hey. So kitchen area here has some caulking installed here. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe there was a leak at one point. So there's a sink and a stove with 2 burners and a fridge. Now, people are curious about the prices of these. Usually we quote anywhere from $1 million to $2.5 million, depending on the condition. This one was less than the $1 million mark because the condition, well, kind of older, kind of, I don't know. Maybe condition isn't so good. And the thing with the campers is most of the time people who are buying these are going to go to the auction. They're going to be the camper specialist stores in Japan. They're going to go to the auction themselves. They're going to check out the car, and if the car is good, they'll bid really well on it. And if the car is not so good, they're going to pass it by. And so there is a chance to get cars for campers like this for a really low price, but usually they're the ones that have already been passed on by other people, so do keep that in mind. We don't want to be in the industry of making people sad about things that they buy, but everyone is open to buy whatever they feel like buying. So, oh, Mike, look at that with the squeegee. You're gonna be famous, Mike. Okay, so looks like some things need some help in this one. I think that the price that was paid for it is reasonable considering the condition. And so that is what we have. That's going to be the end of the report, pretty much. If you do have any questions about it, you can email us. Keep in mind we're really not looking for more customers to be buying campers, but if you really want to, then we can sell you one. At any rate, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching it. And if you need anything, check out our website. There's a link to that in the description. Or you can also play around in the comments section, which we sometimes read, but it depends on how busy that we are, because we get, hundreds of posts a day in some of the time. Anyways, thank you for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.